Discovered my husband's flirty messages with another woman. Now I'm questioning everything. I, 35F, caught my husband, 39M, texting another woman from his job, and everything just fell apart from there. It wasn't even supposed to happen like this. I was actually planning to pull a prank on him that my two friends convinced me to try. They thought it would be funny if I changed my name in his phone to Mom and sent him some inappropriate messages just to mess with him. The idea was that if he scrolled back through our texts, he'd think something weird was happening. It was all meant to be in good fun. While setting up the prank, I opened his phone while he was in the shower. I didn't want to be suspicious, so I was just going to skim through the messages to match the tone of what we had sent before, in case he scrolled back and caught on. But while doing that, I noticed something that threw me off, a woman's name I had never seen before. Curiosity got the best of me, so I clicked on the messages, figuring it was probably nothing. As I started scrolling through, my stomach dropped. The conversation wasn't innocent at all. The texts were definitely flirtatious, and the more I scrolled, the worse it got. At one point, I found a picture she had sent him of herself in a bathing suit, something like a long-sleeve leotard. And his response? "What machines do you work out on?" That was it. I was fuming. I didn't even think twice. I stormed into the bathroom, threw the door open, and confronted him right there. He was still in the shower, but I didn't care. I asked him who she was, why he was calling her sexy, and what the hell was going on. He looked confused at first, like he didn't know what I was talking about. Then he started making excuses. First, he said she was just a bus driver at his job, and they weren't flirting. Then, when I pressed him about why he never calls me sexy but can say it to her, he had no answer. Instead, he started blaming me. He said my depression and low self-esteem made it hard for him to compliment me. We got into a huge fight. I was yelling, crying, completely overwhelmed by everything. At one point, I couldn't hold myself up anymore. I collapsed on the kitchen floor, sobbing. My husband came over, trying to comfort me, but I didn't want him anywhere near me. His touch felt like a lie, a betrayal. I told him I wanted to see every message in that conversation, but before I could even check, he grabbed his phone and deleted the entire chat right in front of me. That was all I needed to know. He was hiding more, but now I'll never find out exactly what. At that point, I couldn't handle being in the same house as him. I got up, grabbed my keys, and told him I needed to get out for a bit. He asked where I was going, and I said for a drive. He tried to stop me, saying it wasn't safe to drive while I was so upset, but I couldn't stand being under the same roof as him. I left for about half an hour, driving aimlessly, trying to make sense of everything. What hurt the most was that he didn't call or text to see if I was okay while I was gone. He just let me go. When I came back, the house was eerily quiet. I didn't see him in the living room or the kitchen, so I assumed he had gone to bed. Sure enough, when I went into our bedroom, he was lying there in the dark, crying. I didn't know if it was real or just for show. I didn't care either way. I was too hurt, too broken to deal with it. I went through my usual routine, showered, got ready for bed, and started cleaning off the spare bed in another room. I couldn't sleep next to him after everything that had just happened. He came in, after a while, apologizing over and over again, swearing that nothing physical ever happened, that it was all just harmless flirting. But I wasn't convinced. I couldn't believe him. I kept asking why. Why did he do this? What did I do to deserve this? I've been working so hard to help him out, even paying off his debts, and this is how he repays me? It felt like a slap in the face. He kept saying he loved me, that I was the only one he wanted to be with. But the trust was shattered. I didn't know how to believe him anymore. I told him that if we were going to move forward, two things needed to happen. First, we had to go to couples counseling. There was no way we could fix this on our own. Second, he needed to block her number immediately, and if she ever tried to talk to him at work, he had to walk away and cut all ties. She knew he was married, and that made this even worse. I felt betrayed by both of them, by my husband and by this woman who didn't respect our marriage. Since then, everything feels different. I'm still heartbroken. We renewed our vows just last week so that he could be my niece's godfather. I thought we were in a good place, but now I feel like everything has been a lie. That deleted conversation is eating me alive. I can't stop thinking about what else he was hiding, but with his old Samsung phone, there's no way to retrieve the deleted messages. I've searched everywhere, but there's no recycle bin or way to recover them. Not knowing the full truth is driving me crazy. We've been together for 13 years, and I thought we had a strong relationship. Now I don't know what to do. I feel lost, broken, and unsure of how to move forward. Couples counseling might help, but will it be enough? How do I rebuild trust after something like this? I don't know if I'll ever be able to look at him the same way again, and it terrifies me. My world has been turned upside down, and I just don't know where to go from here.